East Boston area. That was playing some classical music earlier, and it just reminds me of tough guys staring into the camera, and then a montage starts, and there's a kid getting baptized, and then a bunch of people get murdered.
It's so funny because I was playing Bach before this, the St. Matthew's Passion.
Yeah.
And then you were just like, all you could think about still was mob movies.
That's all
This is the opening of a mob movie.
I mean, I'm like furries, guys that go to furry conventions?
Sure.
I want to find a community of people well, actually, I don't, because I would show up and then I would just like plant the bomb in the building. But I would love to show up and
like Italian furries.
Yeah, I'm like an Italian furry. No, not even Italian.
Okay.
I just love guys that take justice into their own hands.
That's right, because you can't depend on the government, the local police, your family, your brother.
Yeah, people I do love like Italian mob shit, but like I just love organized crime shit because it's the government but not the government. I love mini governments.
Sure.
That like go, this government ain't doing it for us.
And you also love a hang where there's a bunch of guys getting slapped around a little bit.
I love.
And you've kind of created that in your own life.
A little bit, I would love.
John's one of your capos.
If somebody showed up and they sucked on an episode, I'd love to be like, and you're not fucking. Joey's doing 10 times what you do in construction.
His Patreon is 5 times what you got. Yeah, that's what we call podcasting is no-show jobs. A lot of money in this shit.
There's a lot of money in that. We got the good donuts today.
Yeah. So there's just piles of slurs hanging around. A lot of good money in this shit. We both try to fuck Ben in the porta potty. That's what we get. That's what the gangs go to war because we're fighting over who fucks Ben.
You show up early one day. I'm sucking him off at dawn. So the sun is barely out. And you go, what the fuck? We were supposed to record at 9.
Jesus. Also, what the hell?
Yeah, the best part about being in the mob, I think, is like the early mornings. You get to see the fog coming in over the water and the sunrise. It's very peaceful. But then you get a guy out of the trunk of your car and throw him in the water.
And I think amazing.
I think you're drinking a little tiny espresso with your giant fat faggot hands.
Yeah, you have to take a shit after you drink the espresso.
You wake up having to take a shit, but you're like, I'm going to drink my little tiny espresso first. And you drink and you just go, if anything minorly inconveniences me, I'll turn a man's head into gravy and put him in the dirt.
What's zen? I love it. It's such a zen thing to be in the mob because it's like a sanctuary away from your own life.
Yeah.
Because that's why they call it like, it's a beautiful thing because it's organized crime, right? But meanwhile, your life is very disorganized.
Yeah.
Your life is in disarray. You can't trust your wife. Your kids hate you. There's
you're worried about
various things going on. Your dad won't love
RICO
you.
predicate. Yeah, exactly.
But the business, that's what's sacred. That's a beautiful thing. And speaking of the business, lemonparty.live. Right
Go to
here.
lemonparty.life, folks.
Great segue.
New merch.
New merch, everybody.
Lemonparty.life. We got a lot of great designs here. Love that one.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
That's objectively hilarious, and no one needs to know it's about Lemon Party for all the fucking performative retards that were like, I can't wear a fucking shirt. This is Lemon Party. Who's bringing up Lemon Party around?
Also,
your employer?
Also, you have no friends or people who will talk to you.
Shut up.
So calm down.
And very good.
This is great. And
amazing.
And what we went with on this one is we want to keep the vibes of you can keep it. People don't know it's a podcast or a gay sex guy thing. But also it still has the vibes that you're going to shoot up a school and kill everybody.
Exactly. And this is, what is this? A Gustav Fring. Gustavo Fring made that picture.
The guy in the wheelchair from Breaking Bad made that picture.
Yeah, so we have 5 shirts, we have stickers, we have keychains. And this is like the hardcore line that we dropped here. So.
Yeah, that was the vibe. Was we wanted to do. It was like you're either
which one? The
Clint Eastwood there. Look at his face.
I know.
He's pointing.
It's so funny.
So hot. I don't want to sweat through it. I don't want the spit stains, but I don't want to ruin my Bill Maher shirt.
Sure. That's 108 degrees here. We have had power for days.
I haven't had power for 4 days. For 4 days straight.
Monday night,
This is right before we release. I slept at Ben's last night. I'm living in hell. The power just came back. It was 3.5 days. I woke up. I almost thought I was dying.
You went and slept in your car
2 days ago. I went to my car and I tried to sleep. LA is a hellscape right now. It's been
It's brutal.
It was 114 degrees.
Yep.
What?
2 days ago.
I've had the flu from somebody. I won't say who. I had a fever.
He never got it, actually, though.
He didn't get it?
I don't think you got it from Ben.
I mean, it was like right after I left. I immediately
Really?
started to get sick.
Maybe
so.
your immune system might be pretty bad.
Well, I've been torturing myself all day and night, making these shirts and putting these shirts together.
It might have been those antibiotics you took and you didn't need to.
No, I ate like 3 or 4 vegetables since then. So I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I don't know what the hell you're goddamn talking about. No, I was worn down as hell. So I could have got it from anywhere. But I had a fever. It was 108. I thought I might die. I didn't know what.
Because you just have like an air conditioning like in the window.
Just in the window,
Yeah,
just there.
just one of those-
That doesn't even work. It just makes your electric bill $400 a month.
I have AC upstairs. It's doing nothing, so I've literally just been turning it off and sitting and being like, just put up with it. Who gives a shit? Just sweat. Just sweat. This is life. In my mind, I literally the other day I go, this is what the Vietnamese do. They eat pho in the morning, and they heat up and they sweat, and then the wind hits them and they cool down. There's no wind. There's no wind when you're watching a survival show on YouTube.
Well, you're so cheap. You want your body to cool itself down. You go, let the body do the work.
Yeah.
I'll just sweat.
It's due to my father. We never had air conditioning here until I got air conditioning.
That was a nice treat.
My whole life I never had air conditioning. So we have like a portable air conditioner, and it does, unless it's like it works if it's like 96, 98 degrees. But it was like 108 out here. Like it was like Phoenix level. It was doing nothing. So I've seen so many shitty movies in the past like week. I've been living at the AMC. I sit at MacGuffin's like a construction worker.
Like it's the bar in The Shining. You go to the MacGuffins. Hey, Lawrence, what's his name? I forgot his name is.
Your money's no good here, Mr. Costa.
I'll take the Beetlejuice blue drink.
Hair of the dog that bit me.
I ripped my child's arm off the other day. Yeah.
Well, sir, you've always been watching Trap here. You've always been the man watching Trap.
You love Smile too.
I love that Devin prefers to live in like the Apocalypse Now, the opening of Apocalypse Now upstairs. It smells very bad. It's like Saigon up there.
No, I cleaned the sink the other day. By the way,
it's putrid.
Oh, listen, Ida's out of town, and when she's out of town, I really like to let that sink do what it does.
Sure.
Just let nature run its course.
I like some stuff.
People don't. I'm like people get on me. They go, Devin's not. He's like he's not that. He doesn't have a thirst for knowledge or whatever. But I'm trying to make penicillin in my sink.
Sure.
I'm the Jonas Salk of lazy faggots.
Yeah.
You call your sink Petri.
Yeah. And there was 3 pans in there full of like eggs and other things, and I was growing creations.
There's a stench.
There was creation. No, but I washed them before you came. There's still a stench.
There's a stench.
No, it's a residual stench. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. We'll spray some stuff.
But what's beautiful about that is because of your horrible living conditions, which you have you actually created yourself that you live within. It helped bonded us because you came over for 24 hours and stayed, and we played with the baby.
I
and we
lived
watched
with
The
you,
Shining,
and I had a great time. And I gotta say, and I don't mean this in a negative way.
Here we go.
No,
Okay.
it's not about you.
Okay.
I don't want you. I just don't want you to think I'm like a bad guy. But I finally understood your baby.
Really?
Yeah.
Like something unlocked for you.
I always obviously love.
I love to hear that Devin's apprehensive about liking my baby.
No.
He's judging it.
Devin-
He's
I
like,
wasn't.
I'm not going to unconditionally like the baby. I'm waiting.
Devin has pulled me aside and he goes, so what, is the baby in?
I go.
Do you think the baby's in?
Is the baby cool?
I go. Should we invite her to the show or? No. It was one of those things where it's like it was just a baby to me. Like, and I was like, it was more so like, what, the beginning period is like, the happiness is for you and your wife. And I go, God, it's amazing they had a baby. But it was a baby. Now it's like a motive. Once again, I gotta get over this. she is. No, it was crazy actually though. Like I feel like we have a connection. I feel like she might like ask to be raised by me in like a couple years.
She keeps trying to crawl in the direction of Devin's house.
We had an amazing
instinctually.
connection.
Yeah.
Like she was unbelievable. It was just it was a great time. I'm happy the electricity went out here because I had an amazing time.
Right. And can I tell
And
you?
I've always had that, and I've always loved your baby.
No, I'm.
But you
aware.
know what I'm saying? Like
But now I
there's just
actually do.
there's like she's now developing like she has like your facial expressions. Like she like looks. She's a tough nut to crack. She looks at you and eyes you. She like looks up and down like, all right, faggot, what do you got?
You do like a Gucci goo, and she's like, yeah,
She
nothing.
goes, I'm not one.
Nothing.
I'm not like the rest. She goes, I'm not like I'm not like them.
You try to like do a rattle in front of her, and she goes.
Yeah, she gave me a performative yawn. It really hurt my feelings.
Yeah, you can bore the shit out of her, and she's like, I have no interest in any of this goo goo gaga.
No, it actually makes me incredible. Your wife hands me the baby, and I'm like, oh, okay, all right, here we go. I'm like shaking around, like trying to.
And I had a tremendous time, and I'm really happy that I suffered and I spent time with you, and we did a pendejo time. And,
with Jake and Thomas
Jake
came
and
over.
Thomas came over, and it was a good time. But yeah, I saw a bunch of shitty movies. I've been living at the AMC Burbank, living there. I woke up one day I went to bed at 2 a.m. and the electricity was still out, and I go, yeah, but this will be back at some point tonight. I open a window. It's 98 degrees outside. There's no point in opening a window.
It's like 108.
It made it worse. At night, it was just horrific. I wake up at 5 a.m. hyperventilating. Like, literally, I'm not kidding. Like, a pussy would have, like, called an ambulance. I was worried for myself. Like, I was, like, freaking. I woke up and I was like, it was actually kind of intense.
You said you went and sat on your porch. Like, I'm imagining, like, some sort of scene in Deliverance.
Dude, I woke up at
We're just sweating on your porch at 5:30 in the morning.
I walked out front onto my porch, and I raped a couple.
You got to cool down. You got to cool down somehow.
Well, they say in the heat, they say crime increases in the heat.
Yeah,
So you gotta
does.
keep a watch on your
It's a
fellow.
little wacky. I claimed insanity in
Yeah,
court.
yeah, yeah. Oh no, I got a little big thermometer. As soon as it hits 100, I just start going. I open my balcony. I start screaming slurs. I go, I've seen him do the right thing. I know how it goes.
But I'm not kidding. So then I go get.